Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be discussing the hot topic of bears. It's all over the forums all the time and in Discord all the time, how challenging it is to hunt black bears. So we're going to take a look. So I've been on the forums and in Discord talking to some people and hearing the issues about the black bears. And I spent lots of time hunting them. By no means a pro on how the black bears are in the game. But I did do quite a few videos there of me trying to find a black bear above 50% fitness and seeing how difficult it was to find them. And I have a little bit of a list here of a bit of a guide, bit of some information as to why they're difficult and what you can do to sort of make it a bit easier, increase your chances to finding them. So I guess the first thing to look at, before I get into exactly what I'm doing here, is we pop into the encyclopedia and just take a look at the entry of the black bear. So most people have this unlocked by now. The time zones are important, not super important, but at the end of the video I'm going to be doing a little bit of a test there. Get back to that in a bit. This age section is very important. Because there's two big challenges when it comes to the bears. The first one is actually pop back out to the map. Is how sparse they are. Their main habitat is the middle of the zone, so the highland forest. So all the bears are down in the middle, and I've been looking pretty much starting from the top and went straight down the middle down to the south, and this is why it's a little challenging. So you have some bear zones here, you have a bear zone here, bear zone here. They're kind of scattered around if you're going through the middle. And when I went through here, for each one of these zones, pretty much I could only locate one bear. So that's something that's unknown, is how many bears are actually for each of these zones. But it's looking like it's kind of like fox, where there's going to be one male, one female per zone, but it's not really confirmed, but it's looking like that's kind of what it is. I don't think there's three. But when I went through here, I could only find one. It was one female, one female, one female. I couldn't find the males until I got further down south. And it appears that they do get more populated down south. So the first step right off the bat is the consensus in the community is the private area down here in Hallowich. That's kind of the spot to find the bears. So if you can do buy the license or do the Dustin's missions here, you can unlock this area, and that's a good place to start. I'll come back to that in a minute. So the first big challenge for the black bear was how sparse they are. Where it's looking like in those northern areas, there's only one bear per zone, but we're thinking there's two, right? There's going to be a male, there's going to be female, much like the fox zones. But the next one is this age section here, how old the bears can get, up to 39 years. So this brings a few issues here, because it comes into the question of how long is a year in the game, and there's no specific answer to that either. There was an answer, and then they changed it in the last patch. But the rough estimate is 3 in-game days is 1 year in the lifetime of the bears, or all the animals. But the bears can go all the way up to 39 years. So the problem with that is there's no bears disappearing. So if all those female bears you're seeing, they are not going away until they get to, like, on their own. If you're not shooting the females, they're not going away until they're 39, or I guess maybe earlier than that. But that's like 100 in-game days. So the bears aren't despawning like as much as all the other animals are. So like if the bears are in the game, they are in for a long time. Which brings up a big question. If there's only a certain amount of bears on the map, and if you get mostly females or so, do you shoot the females in hopes that a male spawns in, or do you pay attention to like the encyclopedia tips that says you want to keep the females alive to increase the overall population of the species. So that's a question I can't answer, and so I'm not too sure. Right now I'm leaving the females alive, just because I'm going off of that encyclopedia saying I'll get more bears if I leave the females up, but I'm not too sure, because if the games cap them out, if you're on the map and if they are capped at only 2 bears per zone, and you know, if there's like 2 females here and 2 females here, you'll never have a male pop up there, so then we should be shooting them. But that's what I'm trying to figure out, is maybe they can never have 2 females in a zone. Maybe it's always a male and a female. So there's a lot of questions there, but that is one of the issues, is they're not going to despawn on their own, so you pretty much have to remove them if you want a new one to come in, unless, you know, enough time passes by that you can get 3 bears per zone or 4 bears per zone. But this game that I'm in right now has been running for many in-game days. I never spammed it or anything like that, but it's been running a lot, and I'm not getting, you know, I'm not getting overrun by bears or anything like that, so I'm not too sure. I'm thinking maybe it's capped. They cap out a bit, but with that slow aging process and how sparse they are, that makes them a real challenge. So what can you do to improve your odds of getting the black bears? Well, the first one I already kind of mentioned. Everybody seems to agree that Hallowich down in the bottom left, that private area, is the primary zone for the bears. And I definitely agree there. So there's actually 2 main strategies that work quite well. Down in this zone here, it can be quite challenging to hunt in, and I think they designed it that way. These private zones are supposed to be the most, you know, I'm thinking they're supposed to be the most difficult, just because they have the highest potential to have the biggest animals in them, and that area definitely has the potential to have the largest black bear in them. And you know, they have a fitness bonus, and maybe there's a reproduction bonus too, not too sure. But if you're really struggling to find bears, I would definitely head down into that area down there in the southwest, but more specifically to hunt the water areas, just like all the other species. Hunt these little ponds that are all around here, mainly like these 3 and here. I haven't been down here yet. I'm not too sure about I don't think there's bear down there. There might be. But the strategy is not so much looking at the time zones of the bears, because I'm finding, which is I'm going to test a little bit later, that the bears really don't pay too much attention to those time zones, of when they're drinking and not. But I'm going to look into that a bit more, because if you look into the encyclopedia, where they drink, where are you? 7 in the morning and 7 at night. So it's kind of darkish at that time. So it can be a little challenging to hunt them, and they seem to not show up anyways. So I typically don't hunt them on that time. What I will do is I will go down to Hallowich and I will patrol these ponds. But what you want to do, or these little lakes, is scout them out, but stay in elevated locations. So that's a common hunter strategy, right? You stay in the elevated locations and glass down at the water. And so that's kind of strategy number 1, is to go across the top of them and, you know, keep glassing down at these lakes. And when I do it, I can usually come through spotting a couple bears at these. The other lake I had 2 of them near the start of the game. I had a video where I was doing it. I call it Happy Crowded Critter Lake. This one up here, which is, where's the direction here? You've got Yee's cabin, just down the river here. There are bear zones here, and I always was running into a couple. I'm not seeing them anymore because I kind of shot them, but if you're looking for a bear, that's an okay spot too. And the other strategy to help out is to get level 2 collars. So if you are walking around and you manage to you know, get close enough or hear one around, you can just bring out your predator call, and then you want to switch it to attracting the predators. And that will bring the black bears in too, and that can help a whole lot. I mean, the range on these collars appears to be about 150 meters, but it's not a sure thing to bring them in. So the video I think I have coming out 2 days from now, I was in Hallowich and I ran into a male and female bear, and it took about 6 to 8 calls on this thing before I could bring the male bear in. So he didn't respond immediately, but they do come into it. So that is sort of the basic hunting strategy. You can either sit at those drink zones and sit in the stand and wait a very long time in hopes of seeing one, but it's looking like maybe they don't trust or they don't really play by the rules of the time, which I'm going to test out here soon, hopefully. So you can do the stand hunting, or you can go along those up on that elevation there and check out all those lakes. And if you do come close to one, bring the collar too. So that kind of knowledge together is kind of your highest chances of finding these bears. And this brings me to one more tip, which is what I'm doing now. There is a perk. If you go in here, I've got most of them unlocked, but the one I'm working on now is to collect all the Idaho collectibles, which is the echoes. So I got one more to go, and I'm just on my way there. And the reason why I want to collect this is some of the advice on the Discord is if you get that, you get a 20% bonus range in hearing animals. Most people saying that's helping a lot with the bears, so I'm going to get that and test that out. I've had one or two say that it didn't help them, but you know, it can't really hurt. So that's what I'm going to do now. How in the world do I get to that last echo? This is crazy cliffs over here. Oh, it's not even the echo location. I thought this was where the echo was. Hangman's Gulch. Well, this looks kind of neat. That's a cool little spot in here. A little bit of an echo going on. Come on there, River. Jump up. I want to see what's in here. Oh, he's stuck on a rock. Come on. Get up there. You can do it. Maybe not. Yeah. Is there anything cool in here? Just, no dead bodies or anything like that? Just dead end? Nope. I guess that's it. Oh well, another spot found. Now, where's this echo? Oh, and I finally turned down the head bob in the settings, like down to 0. If you haven't found that setting yet, highly recommend turning the head bob all the way down. You get this nice smooth camera. It's just much nicer. Aha, so here's the last echo here. Whenever anything special happens when you find the last one, don't watch if you don't want a spoiler.
For nobody else gave me a thrill. With all your faults, I love you still. It had to be you. It had to be you.
Thanks for singing with me.
I see. Did I get the perk? I don't know. Basically, he's just like singing to himself at each one of those or something. I don't know. I think River's losing his mind a little bit. So did I get the fancy perk? Oh, characters. I should. It didn't really pop up though. Or did I just miss it? So animals audible 20% greater distance. Okay, so that should work now. So I think I'm going to restart the game actually just to make sure it works. Okay, so load it back in. Hopefully the perk is running fine. So here is the big test. So I had a comment just on the last video that wanted me to test out a little bit more of the time zones. Like the comment was that the animals just aren't paying attention to the time zone times, things like that. And I did have a good test that involves bears. I mean, if this pays off, this will be a good little lake here. So where are we? Here's Yee's cabin, and we're in the White Pine Orchard here. So I guess you would go to this fast travel spot, and it's this one here. So you got to stand here, this little lake here, and the reason why I'm going to do this test is we have a bear here with a drink zone at the lake. We have a bear here with a drink zone at the lake, and a bear here with a drink zone at the lake. So it's 3 different. If it's 2 bear per little zone here, that could be 6 bears coming to this lake. Now I did do a quick test at this one, and it didn't seem too promising, but I am going to do it now. For the video, to keep it light, I'm going to try the evening. Oh, I just passed the evening. Oh, so maybe I will try the morning one, or maybe I'll do both. So I'm going to see how dark it is actually when I get there. Basically, I'm going to show up, you know, a good little bit before the drink zone time, camp out in that tower, and see if any of those bears actually pay attention to the time zone. Now keep in mind, each of those bear zones has a secondary drink zone that they could be going to. I don't know if they're the rare ones or the often ones, like the primary and the secondary, like around the lake, but maybe I'll go check out that too. One thing I'm finding about this game is cruising around the map, this Idaho map here, we're getting some speed now, finding to be quite a pleasant experience actually, because it's becoming quite familiar. So you kind of cruise around the same roads and you get to know them, and there's the Happy Crowded Creature Lake there, and it's like a nice familiar place now, so it's kind of a, no, it's a pretty cool atmosphere they got here now. And I mean, that's a pretty kind of graphics site there with the sun setting and the reflections on the water. Oh, and I just unlocked pedal to the metal, so now the Jeep's supposed to go faster. Let's see here. Is there any big difference? Or maybe the game has to reset for that too. It's supposed to be faster Jeep now. I guess it sorta is. I'm gonna get there a little later than I wanted to though, so I'm not too sure this will be a good test right at the moment. It's turning 7 o'clock right now, so the bears are definitely on their way there if they actually pay attention to the time. And I might be spooking them as I come in. Oh, look out, elk! Whoa! Hey, are you the one with the 5-star in it? No. I have a herd up here somewhere. No, I don't think this is it. With a 5-star in it that I've been watching. To actually see if he actually even gets bigger. I know he can't get bigger in 5-star, but they can still, the antlers can still grow in that 5th statement. To my, or statement, in that 5th state, as for my understanding, anyways. All right, we're here. Do a quick scope around. I probably would have scared anything here by flying in with my new faster Jeep. Let me see. Quick glass around. It's 7 o'clock. They're supposed to be drinking. But I did kind of run right in here. I think I will do a little tour around the lake just to see if any of the drink zones are the primary ones for them or if they're all secondary. And as I'm walking around here, I've got my new bigger, better ears for listening for any animals that are around. See if that helps. Oh, and there we go. We got some wolves. All right, that could be fun. I think wolves are at this. This is drink zone for them too, and it is 7 o'clock. I think they share that time zone with the bears. So let's see if they come down. I better hurry up and get to the tower actually. Oh, and that up there looks like a bear. I've barely seen it, but I was looking up where those wolves were to see if they were coming down, and that looked like a bear. Yeah, there's one coming. I don't know if I can make it to the tower or not. Okay, this looks like a good spot anyways. I don't think I need the tower. I was only able to find the one bear zone. Or maybe I got one at the start and I didn't read what it was. I only found one secondary over there, so I mean if they're all secondary drink zones then it's probably not a Great Lake. But I mean that's promising right there. Yep. It's 2-star mature male. There we go, there's a bear right there. And it's a male one. And it is 7:30. And this is where we are here. So White Pine Orchard, just this westerly lake here. So he's pretty much on time. Seeing who else is showing up. I think wolves share the same drink zone time, right? So far, I haven't heard any sound from him, so I'm not too sure if my extra long hearing is helping with bears at the moment. I don't know if this was a success or not. So 3 bear zones and only 1 bear arrive. And I mean, bears out here are untouched. I haven't really hunted them, so they should have, you know, populated the area since the game's been running for me. So is there just the 1 bear for the zones when you're up north? Not 2? Maybe it's only 2 down south. I mean, notice you get more bears more south you go, down towards that private land, so that's a question. And maybe there's only 3 bears that visit this, and if they're both secondary drink zones, then you might not see them, right? However, it is a wolf zone, and the wolves were there, but they never came down. So that's kind of a failure kind of thing too, so I don't know if this is a success or not. However, 1 bear did show up, and it's getting dark, so I probably will take him out of the equation since it's getting late and nothing's coming. Probably take him out and then go to the next morning and hang in that tower, I guess. What do we got? I think I brought 300 with me. Yeah, we did. Oh, got a strong wind to the left. He's been broadside for a while, just asking for it. Yeah. Alright. We're about 200 right on. Bit to the left. Nope, I'll just wait for just a second. Keep thinking there's another one calling, but it's him. Well, that's a good hit there. Anybody running? No, I think he's the only thing around. Ooh, getting dark. Ah, he was trying to get away to the Jeep here. There you go. 200-meter heart shot. Double lung. Perfect shot. There it goes. Little tiny forward. Perfect. Well, alright, just back here into position here. I'll spend the night at this little campsite here. I definitely recommend getting the Jeep upgrade for the speed. It's a little wild with the extra speed. Going uphill is not bad though, but it's definitely faster. Alright, let's try it the downhill here. The suicide run. Whoa. Whoa. There, onto the off-road here. Whoa, I don't know which way to go. Straight ahead and up the hill. It's even noisier now. Oh yeah, it's definitely cruising now. Wait, how do I... Oh, that gear is loud. Where's the turn to go that way? Oh, this is the way to get around the map now. Oh, right, at the lake. Here we go. Woo. Perfect. So it's coming on 6:30 in game time here in the morning. And so the bear drink zones are 7 and the wolf drink zones are 7. So we'll just watch and see if anybody else shows up. I mean, two out of the 3 of those bear zones are rarely the bear drinks here, and I couldn't find the 3rd one. But the wolf one's an often one, so you'd think the wolf would come down. And I might just hang out regardless here all the way to about 10 a.m. Because there are supposed to be elk that come here as well, and foxes. Well, it's 8 a.m. now, and nope, nothing. Nothing, nothing. So 2 other bear zones and a primary wolf drink zone. Nothing arrived. Now, that bear I'd gotten, that, you know, I don't know where that drink zone is, but I'm not really going to bother. You know, there's 3 of them, 1 showed up. If it was a primary one, okay, that's fair enough. And the other ones are, you know, secondary. I've sort of noticed that the animals kind of pick one drink zone and just kind of keep going to it. They seem to be very reliable with that kind of thing until you get in there and kind of mess them up with like hunting pressure or something like that. So I'm thinking that, oh, and okay, there. Right when I was going to give up on them. So they're very late. And there must be a feeding zone up there, because that's the group that was up on the hill. They have a feeding zone up there, but I haven't found their second one. So somehow they came from there. Well, I guess, you know, sleeping overnight. It moved them to the north. So there must be a zone up there. And that's exactly where their drink zone is. So they're an hour late, but I mean, you can't expect the game to be right on time with animals, because that would just not be realistic at all. So I wonder if there's anything I can take here. Let's just kind of scout through them. 1-star dog. Look at them all. I don't see any old ones though. They all got the same fur type. 2-star mature. Looks like he'd be the one in the lead. I mean, they could have added a little bit of fur variation here on these guys. He doesn't even look older than the other ones. Alright, I think I'll line up for him. So it was a talk about bear kind of episode. But you know, wolves, predators too. The question was if they paid attention to the times, and they appear to be. So I'm going to line up with this guy in the back. I got the one of my favorites here, the Steyr 223, 200. I don't think this one's so flat of firing, so I'm going to raise it up a little bit. Oh! Okay. That one went over, which is weird because I'm 0'd at 100. Well, going to replay that one. Wind was against me to the right. 0'd at 100. Almost 200. I could have swore I was raised, but not over him. I've noticed this before though. Some of the zeroing was bugged before. But I'm 0'd at 100, so that shouldn't throw it off. Well, I'm gonna have to watch that one back. I guess I'll check for blood, but I don't think I hit him. Yeah, I watched that back, and I think I've seen this happen once before. I'm not sure what it is. So I watched it back. I had the sight pretty much sitting on his spine, maybe a little lower, because it was at 200 meters. I was 0'd at 100. The 223. Let me just check its drop. I'm getting off topic here from the bear kind of stuff, but yeah, 200 it would have dropped a little bit. So where I had it, it should have dropped in to the top of the lung, because it doesn't drop too much at the 200. But what had happened is when I pulled the trigger, the sight was on the right spot. Then it lifted because of recoil, and then it shows the tracer, but when it lifted from the recoil, the game took the location of the recoil as where I was aiming. So it's like I don't know. It's like the recoil lifted the gun, then the bullet left the barrel. But it wasn't the full recoil. It was like the first frame of the recoil lifted the sight up just enough so it was over the wolf, and then the bullet left. And it wasn't me lifting the mouse. Hello, guys. You coming back? Hey, it wasn't me lifting the mouse. When I took the shot, it was like the bullet was slightly after the recoil set off. Okay, goodness. You want to come back? I'll try that again. Yeah, they're just sitting up in these trees here. So I called one. I got a mature female just came in here to say hi. Hello. I want to do. I want to try that shot again. Had that happen one other time. A 300-meter shot on a mule deer, and I got that recorded too. Goodness. I'm gonna see if I can get him, but same thing. It's like that bullet leaves like a split second after the recoil starts to lift. So I was wondering if anyone else has experienced that. Well, they're all coming to hang out, except for the one I want. There's one there. There's one over here. There's another one coming in. And then there were two more walking around down here. But I'm not seeing. Oh, maybe you are him. Yep, okay, let's be quick here. Oh no, not that gun. Get the right one. Hello, you. There you go, that'll do it. Where did he take off to? Oh, there they go. Probably just follow all of them that will run together. Yep, there they are. I mean, I could get greedy and take some more, but I don't really have to. Not like I'm short on money in the game. There they all go real fast. Oh, they're gonna pause right there. I could try another shot. Yep, they're all gonna wait for me. Now, is my guy in there? Not at all. So far, no. No, he's not in there. Oh no, he's right there. There's his blood. Wait, how come you haven't died? How come you're frozen? What's going on? How come they're not moving? This is weird. Well, I'll try another one. Okay, bull's not gonna drop very much. There, that one went right where I wanted. Okay, now I really gotta pick that guy up. It's right there. Moonwalking. Oh, yeah, see, he's limping there now. Now I really gotta get him to see why he didn't drop. I mean, look at all the blood coming out. There he goes. That'll do it. I'll give him a minute there. And go pick him up. And that should end the video. Well, when I pick him up, I just want to see where that first shot went. Alright, here he is. Let's take a look. First shot. Really? Oh. Is that really that low? I guess so. I guess I was angled up right, so I would have. Oh yeah, okay. I didn't think I was that low though. Oh well, I guess I was. Good thing I got another shot at him there. So shot number 2, it worked. They went exactly where I was trying to put it, so no idea. Well, I think I'll call that a video. So I got a little sidetracked off of the bears, but I mean. You know, they're both predators. We need to see if it worked. Now, a bear did come in, and the wolves did come in. The bear was pretty much on time, but the wolves were a bit late. So, I mean, that seems to work. You can find both drink zones of a bear area and check them both out. By the looks of it, everything seems to be working here. So I'm going to hop in this tower and actually wait to see if those elk come in or not, since the time zones do seem to be working. But I think I'll sign off of the recording for now. So thanks very much for watching and all the support everyone gives, and take care.